All right, you guys, it's Kev here. We're back with another video. Last night on stream, you guys were asking me about Tradeify accounts, how they work, so on and so forth, because I was trading them. I was talking about the discounts and some of the massive payouts you can actually end up getting with Tradeify compared to its competitors. So here we are. Let's make a breakdown of this prop firm. Use code KEV for 40% off this month, and let's go ahead and get started. So let's actually go ahead. Let's scroll down and look at their pricing, right? So we see we have the growth, we have the select, and we have the lightning, which is the instant funded. So lightning is you're already funded, there's no eval. You do have the 20% consistency. That's pretty standard across the prop firm space. These are going to be the most expensive accounts as you completely pass the eval stage. These are my second personal favorites. We have the growth, which of course are, think about Lucid Pro. You can go ahead and pass these in one day. These are a little bit on the cheaper side. They're my least favorite accounts, and then my most favorite accounts, of course, are the select accounts, which are also at a very good price range compared to other prop firms in this space right now with bigger payouts. Now let's go ahead. Let's talk about my least favorite accounts, which is the growth accounts. Growth accounts are obviously passed in one day. They do have a daily loss limit. They have reset fees. However, more often than not, it's just cheaper to get a new account than it is to reset. There's no consistency in the eval stage. However, there is a consistency in the funded stage of 35%, and that is a no-no. Big no-no in my opinion, because you need 5 winning days to be able to even get there. So if you're going to have a consistency in the funded stage of 35% and you still need 5 winning days to even take a payout, you might as well just get the lightning account, because if you don't pass these accounts in one day, is it even really worth it? In my opinion, not necessarily, right? So let's go actually over here and talk about their payouts. Let's go ahead and go to the growth accounts. Let's scroll down. All right, so here we can see their payouts. If you guys take a 50K account, you guys can take a $1,500 payout, a $2,000 payout, $2,500 payout, and a $3,000 payout. It goes up basically every single payout about $500, except for the 25K accounts. That stays at 1K all across the board. 100K accounts, same thing, but the max of $4,000, and then a max of $5,000 for the, am I the growth? Yes, for the growth. So it's not bad. Just keep in mind that you're not reaching $5,000 until your fourth and final payout, right? So pretty simple. They're pretty chill accounts. You pass them in one day. Pretty self-explanatory. The next account that we will be looking for is actually the select accounts. Now we'll look at the lightning funded accounts. These are my second favorite accounts. These are the straight to funded accounts. These are the accounts I usually recommend people who don't want to get the select accounts. I don't really recommend the growth accounts. And this is why, because you're actually going to get a bigger payout. You're going to get a bigger payout than the growth accounts right off rip. You guys can see $3,000 payout. So not only do you skip the eval, you get a bigger payout by about $500 for the first payout. It's $3,000 for the first 3, and then you jump up to $3,500. So evidently, towards the end, you do get smaller payouts, but you can get these payouts relatively quicker, because after your first payout, your consistency rises to 25%, and your profit goal drops down to $4,500. Meaning, with 4 winning days of $1,100, you guys can go ahead and request another payout. So it's very quickly. So in my opinion, that is a little bit better. The only caveat being they're a little bit more expensive. However, if you want, to me, the price is worth it. They both have a daily loss limit. They both have a bigger drawdown than the select accounts. And yeah, these are also pretty self-explanatory. You just go straight to lightning funded. You go straight to funded. Now, let's go ahead and go back. My personal favorite accounts are the select accounts. These select accounts are an absolute game changer for the prop firm space for one of many reasons, but primarily if you pass this account, it's a minimum of 3 days. So it's 2 days more than a Lucid Flex. But if you pass these accounts in 3 days, you get to choose between 2 different payout policies. You can either get a 5 winning day payout policy, pretty regular compared to its competitors, or you can take end of day drawdown daily payouts. Insane. You can take end of day daily payouts with Lucid. I don't think I've heard of another prop firm that does that as respectable as Lucid does it. Not as Lucid, as Tradeify does it. My apologies there, right? We're over here glazing Tradeify. So it's a 3-day pass. Let's say you guys end up choosing your select, right? Let's say you want a bigger payout. Of course, you're going to need your minimum profit days, 100, 150, 200, 250. Now, here are the bigger payouts, right? Let's say these are the biggest payouts for the 25K accounts, $1,250, $3,000 for the 50K, $4,000 for the 100K, and $5,000 for the 150K. That is $2,000 more than a Lucid Flex 150K for almost $100 less than a Lucid Flex. So these payouts right here are significantly payout. Of course, these are max payouts. However, this is definitely achievable. Let's say you have max allocation. You have 5 of these 150K accounts. That's 25 grand a week. Let's say you can do that consistently. You can easily be making 100 grand a month. So off these Tradeify accounts alone, which is kind of crazy considering they only cost $221 when you use code KEV for the best available discount. All right. And of course, there is no minimum requirement balance. You guys can request any payout immediately after 5 winning days. Let's say you guys have 5 winning days with a balance of 52,500. Your end of day balance has exceeded the 52,100 drawdown, so it's already locked at 50,100. You can request a $1,250 payout, and your balance after that is 51,250. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I cannot lie. You guys do not need a buffer for this. So just be smart. You guys don't need to make $10,000. Ideally, that's what you would do. But you would just take your winning days. Let's say you get $8,000. You guys can request, a $5,000 payout, and it's pretty good. All right. Now let's go ahead and drop down to the daily payouts, right? So this is for people who want daily payouts with end of day drawdown. You do need to be above a buffer. That's 1,100, 2,100, 2,600, and 3,600 respectively for each account. It's a 90-10% profit split. Amazing. And these are the payout caps: 600 for a 25K, 1,000 for a 50K, 1,500 for a 100K, and 2,500 for a 150K. Obviously, for the 50K and the 25K, they are a little bit lower. However, you guys have to keep in mind that these are daily payouts. You do not have to wait 5 days, so you can significantly earn more payouts by the time you get to your 5 winning days, right? So the cap resets after each cycle, and even for the 150Ks, yeah, sure, it's cut in half. But if you have 5 accounts, that's $12,500 every single day that you guys can be taking. So that is absolutely amazing. Let's say you guys end up making $700 in one day. That's $1,400 that you'll be able to withdraw, but the cap is $1,000 for the 50K. So you can withdraw $1,000 same day, and the $400 is going to be left in the account. Guys, that is absolutely amazing. I cannot stress it enough that these payouts are pretty great. You guys are going to receive your payouts within of just a few minutes as well. Tradeify is one of the best prop firms for that. So there's no complaints there in terms of payouts. I've never heard of anyone getting their payout denied on Tradeify. So it's very good. I definitely like these accounts here. And for the pricing, I mean, you just can't beat it, right? Especially when you compare it to other firms. So let's go ahead and go back, right? The select for the most part is the same as a Lucid Flex account. So you guys can see on a Lucid Flex account, so this is a pro. On a Lucid Flex account, 150K is $294 compared to $221. Guys, get these accounts while you can. It's 40% off. These are some of the best accounts. I recommend the Select, then the Lightning, and then the Growth. They're absolutely insane. Even the Growth demolishes Lucid in terms of pricing. That's almost a $40 difference just on the 25K accounts. All right, guys, that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Use code KEV for 40% off. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more of these videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, guys. Peace and love.